A lot of dudes just want what you call easy access, something quick that's not committed. So, I mean, it might be, oh, yeah, well, the homie hit it, so I think I want to, too.
1 out of 4 people in high school have an STI. Half of us will get an STI by the time we're 25.
I've known a friend that has had STDs back-to-back.
Kids still believe they can't get STDs.
Chlamydia infects about 2.8 million people a year.
I have less of a risk than most other guys because I'm still a virgin, yes.
Who wants a girl who has genital herpes?
I don't want us to pretty it up. I want them to know, I want it to be given to them raw.
In 2010, there were at least 4,000 known cases of sexually transmitted infections in Douglas County, Nebraska. For each known case, there are at least 2 more people who don't realize they're infected.
Good afternoon. I'm Willie Stennis, president of Omega Squires. And today we're going to present to you guys some sexually transmitted diseases that are devastating to your body.
How many people in here thought before this presentation that they would never have an STD, that there was no way you could catch it? How many in here got boyfriends? All right, how many people got boyfriends they can trust? Right.
But for the girls, I think it's sometimes they feel like it's something they have to do. Like if they talk to a boy, they feel like they have to do it. Like eventually they have to do it. So when they do it, it just happens.
Like, it seems like people nowadays don't feel like it's a big deal. Like, they're having it with everyone. Like, I just heard, like, this group of kids talking about it. Like, it was just like, oh, yeah, I just had sex. I was like, you talk about it like it's your homework or whatever, you know?
Everyone brags about it these days, so they really don't probably care about the seriousness of it.
A lot of young men, I think that their manhood is involved in their sexuality. And part of their sexuality has to do with getting as much as they can from wherever they can and not worrying about the aftermath.
Actually, it depends on who the person is, because some people, they like quiet about it, and some people lie about it, and actually some people even say they are virgins and they're happy to be them. So it totally depends on the person.
Yeah, but like another thing is like the ones who are virgins that get peer pressure by others that are because they're ashamed to be a virgin.
I tell young men all the time, if she's having sex with you that easy, she's gonna have sex with your friend, your brother, your cousin, and you need to pay attention to that.
I believe sex is a huge deal. It's not, well, for me, it's not just something you go and do. It's something you wait for that special person, not necessarily before marriage, but for that special person that you feel is right, and you give yourself up to them.
Like some girls, they don't even care. Like they know their boyfriend got 3 or 4 girlfriends. They be like, whatever. At least I'm the main. I'm like, what? Yeah. You main chick, but what are his side chicks? You don't even know them like that.
If you love me, you'll do it. What's the good response for that? If you love me, you'll wait.
And I think what they have to do is make that decision with a clear head, free from alcohol, free from drugs, free from putting themselves in the heat of the moment. And if they do that, then hopefully, if they're bright and they aren't being coerced to do something, then they can make a reasonable decision.
If you were sexually active, how many sexual partners have you had? How many sexual partners have the person you've been having sex with had? And so on. How much have they had? How many have they had? This is a small city. You see the same people almost every day. And if STD is spreading around like that, it's like a text message, a forward that everybody got. Because one person had it. One person sent it out.
You need to use a condom if you're gonna have sex. Abstinence works best, but you need to use a condom if you're gonna have sex.
Some people, most likely, be like, hey, I gotta go get condoms and this and this and that. And then there's other people who be like, you know what, man, ain't nothing gonna happen to me, man. So I ain't even gonna use one. Because the person, that's what some of my friends tell me, and I'd be like, all right, man, that's you.
I think it's like a lot of girls, they think that they have sex like, oh, now he loves me, he wants to be with me. And a lot of dudes like, all right, good looking, and they out. Just like, they just want the sex and then they're done.
And when you know that you're the prize, you're not gonna give yourself so freely because you're worth it.
It was a blessing to be able to just give myself to the person that has pledged their life to me and my life to them. I don't have to worry about them leaving me or going out and deciding they want somebody else. And if I got pregnant, it was okay because I was married. And, you know, I didn't have to worry about STDs because he's with me.
When I talk to young ladies, I tell them no one needs to know they're on the pill. No one needs to know. That's your business. They don't need to know that. So this way, they will always use your condom. You'll say, well, I don't want to get pregnant. They don't need to know that the young lady's on the pill or the patch. They don't need to know any of that. I tell young ladies, there are some things you need to keep discreet, and that's one of them. So this way, you will just tell them, you got to use a condom because I don't want to get pregnant. Just period.
I hope you wait until you're in a happy, healthy relationship where you have good communication and respect. But if you don't choose to wait, here's what you need to know. You need to know about contraception. You need to know about condoms. You need to know about these things.
Now, gonorrhea, it's also called the clap. This is also a bacterial infection which causes pain and itching and burning when you use the restroom or ejaculate. Women sometimes have no symptoms at all. That means none. You won't even know you got it.
They may not have any indication that anything has changed for them. But gonorrhea that's untreated may go all up into the reproductive system, and what happens there is that you have to remove the ovaries, the womb, and almost everything that's in the abdominal cavity.
Chlamydia is asymptomatic, meaning that you could have it for a long time and not even know you have it.
It can mess up your physical features. It can actually, some STDs could go as far as to kill you. So my point of thing, the thing I stress the most to people when I do teach about this is that if you think you have something, make sure you go see. And if you do, get it treated.
It's simple to diagnose, it's simple to treat, but the consequences are far from being simple.
I know I got lots of friends who don't take STD tests. They may have some of these diseases, and all they do is spread them to people just your age. If this happens, just do something about it. Don't be scared to tell nobody. The best thing for you to do is tell someone.
I've heard boys that had STDs and not getting them checked. They even know that they have them, and they're not caring. They basically think their lives are over, so they're gonna ruin other people's lives.
You can't go off of what they say. They could be telling you anything. They could have every disease in the book and tell you that they're clean and fine, but.
The treatment for gonorrhea or chlamydia can be a single antibiotic dose. One dose, one adequate treatment.
If you can't trust your boyfriend, how you know he ain't bringing you back something? Happy birthday. Or he'd be like, you know, if you love me, you have sex with me, right? And you'd be like, oh, okay. And then y'all have sex. And then you come up with a rash. That's one thing is, don't think you too good that you can't get an STD. Because it can happen like that.
I see young kids who are just broken by the simplest things because they don't have a fallback.
I believe that young people have the capacity to make really positive, amazing decisions about their sexuality.
Good kids get STDs too.
So I think it's very important for kids to know love, to feel it unconditionally, to be able to know that some grown person cares for them. And mainly the thing is just believing in yourself, believing that people believe in you.